In today's clip, I want to review a term I've heard in the news lately. This idea of how personal liberties in the US is being taken away right in front of our eyes, and how we're going to turn into the United States of China. Oh my, I've lived in China, so let's find out whether this term holds any weight. Zempak here. Another day of me just having some fun with the silliness of the world. So if you're here for one reason or another, comment, like, and subscribe because you agree or disagree. First, context, okay. I guess because some 40% of Americans are a bit miffed at the presidential elections results from last year and are feeling disenfranchised by how their great leader, aka the orange douche, aka their soon-to-be former great leader, aka possibly already abandoned former great leader, was being cut off from several major social media outlets due to his tenuous grasp on reality and facts. So on social media they're not saying, well, look at what this country's turning into, United States of China. My God, I ran away from China when I was a little kid. Is the USA going to turn into the US of C? My God. Oh no, I'm so worried. Okay, yeah, no, not at all. I'm not worried because, you know, I'm guessing those people who said that has absolutely not a clue what China is actually like. Okay, since I have a slight clue, let's review on how this statement or this assumption holds up, right? Point number one. I think the term came into being because of censorship, right? So here's a major difference between what's going on in China currently in early 2021 in the USA. In China, the censorship is run by the government, so there's no real escape from it. I guess you can try and form your own government, but then you'd be crushed immediately and sent to hard labor camp, okay? That's what would happen in China. In the USA, the orange douche got kicked off of Twitter and Facebook, which are both private companies. There's nothing preventing the giant, bloated, tanning balloon from going to a different service. This does the same kind of direct-to-person outreach, okay? The only difference is, for some reason, the MAGA people haven't invented much. I mean, no judgments here, but something to ponder as to why that side of the fence is light on, you know, innovation and technology, huh? Point number two. Now, maybe people are also saying the United States of China because they have some vague ideas of China being an authoritarian state, okay? Now, I can argue that China is really more of a one-party state / oligarchy rather than purely authoritarian. But for the sake of argument, let's just compare against a hypothetical authoritarian state. Let's see if that's true, okay? So, some of the major marks of famous authoritarian states of the past are things like a lack of freedom of press, right? Or no real changes during elections, right? Is the US going down that road? Well, the press seems to be constantly challenging the constant vomit of lies coming from its soon-to-be discarded Jabba leader. And hey, guess what happened during the last election? Major changes in both the executive and legislative branches. So I'd say democracy is working perfectly well here. Yeah, no chance of, you know, the press only doing what the authoritarian state tells you, and no chance of elections that says 90% for one party. It's just not what happened, okay? Point number three. Now, to be fair, there are some aspects of what's happening or been proposed to happen in the US these days that do resemble authoritarian states, right? Such as, you know, the orange douche considered a military coup, or, you know, him calling insurrectionists to the Capitol to rummage, loot, and destroy the seat of government. Both of these are really the hallmarks of banana republics. And honestly, if I review these events against the modern history of China, let's see. What has happened since China has not been a imperial ruled monarchy? No military coups, no violent hooligans like attacking the seat of government either, okay? So, once again, nothing like China. More like, I mean, the US is getting to be more like one of the many developing nations in the world who treat elections like a joke, right? So that's where the US is headed. but not towards what the modern history of China. And point number 4, here's one real big final clue why the USA is nothing like China, okay? Because if these whiners actually did live in China with its rather sensitive political controls, these tweets with a clear slant to insult China wouldn't last longer than an hour or two, and these people would simply be disappeared. So how does one know that one's not living in the United States of China? Because the fact that you can even hurl unsubstantiated insults at a foreign power at all should be a big clue. So yeah, in conclusion, I'd say that if you've never lived in China, please stop talking about it as if it's some awful place that you don't want the US to develop into, because clearly in some ways the current state of the US is its own curious combination of, while still a functioning democracy, is rapidly, descending towards banana republic level of demagoguery. And personally, I can't wait until the orange juice is completely irrelevant, and maybe then this great country of ours can reclaim its mantle as the morality police of the world again, if that still wants to be a thing, okay? In the meantime, check out some of my other clips in the corners.